Hey, it's Ben here. In this video, I'm going to be doing a review and giving my thoughts on a new software coming out called Autonars. And what this is a cloud-based software that's going to allow you to run pre-recorded videos or videos you've already recorded as webinars, live webinars, and also run them on autopilot as evergreen webinar campaigns. So meaning that you can run webinars in your business, only you don't have to actually be on the webinar to do it. And also you can run replays and not actually have to be there for the replay as well. So what this does is this allows you to deliver potentially a high converting webinar, and a webinar without tech issues as well, meaning that's already pre-recorded and done. You don't have to do it live in front of people. And it's pretty obvious now that people who are running webinars in their business, they're making more money and they're beating out their competition. Now, why? Well, because webinars are proven to convert higher than just regular videos and video sales letters. And that's why you see most expensive and high ticket items always sold on webinars, because they just convert a lot better. And in fact, you get to a point where you have to actually use webinars if you want to promote higher quality, more expensive products. Now, why isn't everyone doing webinars then in their business? Well, obviously, running live webinars all day is kind of a time-consuming process, and it takes a lot of time. And also, you have to pay a very high monthly fee to use GoToWebinar, which is kind of still the only trusted webinar solution out there that's going to allow you to run the replays as well and record the session and things like that. And that's over $400 per month, so that's taking out a lot of people right away as well. So what this does, what this software was built to do is kind of replace GoToWebinar for a lot of people. It's available for a lifetime access price during the launch. And there's not as much bells and whistles as I was going through here, obviously, as GoToWebinar. But it's going to allow you to integrate webinars into your business, make it very easy. And you don't have to like go up in front and go on the webinar live in front of a bunch of people and try to do it. You can pre-record it on your desktop, do it as multiple times as you want to make it high converting and smooth, and then run it as like an evergreen campaign, or even just a one-time campaign to make money and sell higher ticket products, build your list, etc., like you see a lot of people doing on Facebook ads. So what I'm going to do here is now walk you through how to use this. And the way this works is first you sign into the cloud-based dashboard. You can go to some webinars you already have created, or you can create new to create your new webinar sequence. So we're going to give it a name here, hit create, and then let's go and start editing this webinar. So we're going to edit it. You can first, what it's going to do is going to ask you to create your sign-up settings. So this is the sign-up page, just like something like GoToWebinar would have, where you give like a video or some text or something on why they need to sign up for the webinar in the first place. Then you have the actual main webinar settings. This is the video that's pre-recorded. You can have some text about people asking questions, ways to submit questions, set up responses, and then some extra settings. So what you can do is we can go through here individual, but also you can load a pre-made webinar. So maybe you already created one before, but you want to do like a split test of it. And also, if you don't have any at all, you're going to get two for free that you can check out, or maybe use as inspiration for your own webinar sequence. One to group traffic profits, and another one called Review Wizard you can use. So we're just going to load webinar settings from that. And you can see we have things like a pre-start image, the actual code of the video that's going to try to tell people why they should sign up for the webinar, the text, background texture if you want to change that. Hit continue. Then we're going to go ahead and enter our main settings here. Video redirect end. You can have this if you want the video to redirect after it ends for some reason to like a sales page. Question email. Now people can submit questions live if you want them to, and then you can go in and answer them if you want. Then there's something called other things like smart question filtering, where if someone they don't really write a real question or something, they're just saying yes, no, then you can have that not show up to answer. And also ways that you can add automatic responses to certain questions as well, depending on what webinar you choose here. And then there's some extra settings where you can use integrate these different autoresponders here to set up the automated sequences, GetResponse, MailChimp, Aweber, and mail it. And then there's a replay button to run the replays with, and then also a countdown date as well, where the replay will be taken away. So you're going to hit save and exit, and then let me show you exactly what these look like. So you'd hit click links, and then these are the links that you want to put into your emails or responses. And remember, you still have to write the email as well that goes out to have people sign up, or when the webinar is ready, or email them in the sequence the replay URL. So first, let's take a look at what the sign up page looks like here. I'm going to open a new tab and paste it in. All right, so here's an example sign up page. Here's a video. You can have it autoplay if you want, and then you would hit secure your spot, and then this is where people would register for your actual webinar. Then when your webinar is ready to start, let's go back here to the dashboard. This is what you would send them in your broadcast. You know that, hey, the webinar is starting now. Go ahead and watch it here. So it's going to show this connecting to webinar type thing, kind of like you have with go to webinar if you've ever been on one of those. And then it's going to show you, here's the video. It's going to play. I have the sound turned off right now, but it will automatically start playing as soon as they get on. People can ask a question here, like I was talking about. You can have an automatic response, or you can also just watch your email for the questions that come in and respond individually, one-on-one with them. Here's a buy button that's going to lead to the actual place where they place their order. And then if you want to you can have a headline up here, and this is what the actual webinar looks like. Now let's go back here, and then here's your replay URL that you can mail out. So people who don't buy on that webinar, you can email that same sequence of people that signed up, add an autoresponder sequence with GetResponse or Aweber or one of those services. And then here's what the replay is going to look like, where it's just kind of a video, the headline, and then that same buy button. So first of all, some of my thoughts were it's pretty easy to use. It's way easier to use than GoToWebinar. There's not all the bells and whistles. Doesn't look quite as fancy, which makes sense because it's not $400 per month like GoToWebinar is. So you should be getting a high quality solution like that if you're going to be paying that kind of money. And this is going to be good for someone who's not already using GoToWebinar, maybe because it's too complicated, or they don't have the time to sit and do webinars all day, or maybe you're just not good at getting up in front of people and putting on a live webinar for a couple hours. And making sure it converts. There's some people who they're good at doing pre-recorded videos, but maybe when it comes time to actually do the webinar and create the slides and everything, and kind of sell people live right in front of them, maybe that's not your strong point. So this is something for people that's easy to use, even if you're kind of a newbie, so to speak. You can go in and create these webinars, but of course they're not going to be as flashy as something like GoToWebinar. And obviously there's going to be some people who kind of notice that, hey, it's just a pre-recorded video. But in my opinion, as long as you're demonstrating value, you're giving away some value on your webinar, even if it's pre-recorded, people are probably going to stay and watch, and maybe they'll click the buy button to check out the offer as well. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that someone figures out that it's not live, you're not broadcasting it live. Now also, I just want to point out that you're going to have to create your own webinar deck, so to speak, or basically just the slideshow presentation that you record on the video before. And maybe you might have to do a little bit of experimenting, because there's not a lot of stats on pre-recorded webinars, because it's kind of a new idea, where maybe you're acting like you're on a live webinar, asking questions. Hey, do you get this? Is this making sense? Even though no one's really there. And then maybe start your desktop like or start the webinar like it's showing your desktop, and then you open up the slides, kind of like a real webinar would do, where you see their desktop first, and then they click and start the slides and things like that, to kind of give it the feeling of, hey, there's someone really broadcasting it on there. So it's some kind of some information you'd have to consider and make sure that you try to implement as well. So that's basically how Autonars works, and the whole idea behind it. And if this is something that might help your business, well, it's going live for a pretty low price, and you'll get lifetime access during the launch only. So make sure to check out the sales page below. And also there's going to be a number of exclusive bonuses that fit with this. It's going to help you, I've added them to help you have more success in your business if you decide that Autonars is something that you want to try out and incorporate. Not just private label rights type junk that or old bonuses that people are giving away these days. So go ahead and check that out below the video, all those bonuses. They're going to help you have success with Autonars. And if it's right, then check it out whenever it launches at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the early bird discount. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully this clarified some questions you may have on Autonars, and I'll see you again soon in the next video.